Good morning and welcome to Rose Red Homestead, where once again I am out of my comfort zone. We're going to make some jam in the bread maker, and this will be my first time, and I am making some adjustments to begin with. Here is the change number one that I have made. First of all, the recipe in the Cuisinart book calls for 4 cups of strawberries, and then 2 cups of raspberries and 2 cups of blueberries. I bought a bag of frozen berries, and there are 4. So there's also blackberries added to this mix. This is the bag of frozen berries that Jim got for me. So it is raspberries, blueberries, strawberries, and blackberries. And I have just thawed them. And so hopefully it will work the very same as the fresh that are called for in the recipe, but we'll find out. Other than that, I will be following the recipe exactly as it is printed. When the program ends, it takes 1 hour and 20 minutes. It says to pour the jam into clean, dry jars and put in your refrigerator. It makes 5 cups. 5 cups of this jam would last us for more than a year. Jim and I don't use a whole lot of jam. We do some, but not a whole lot. So I am going to attempt to water bath can it. It's high acid, and so there's no danger of botulism, but we'll see. I'll know more when we're taking it out, and we'll make the decision there. So let's get started. Here's my pan that comes in my bread maker, and I'm just going to scoot up all these berries. It calls for the berries to be added first, so we have to follow those directions. And we don't want a paper towel in the mix.
But why not? It would taste so good.
And then we'll get the rest of these in.
Get your cellulose content for the day.
Okay. Berries are in. I'm going to rinse my hands. Next is 1 cup of sugar. And then comes 1 tablespoon of regular powdered pectin. Double checking that, 1 tablespoon. Last of all is 1 teaspoon of fresh lemon juice. So we have that 1 teaspoon right there. And I'll set this aside, probably freeze the rest of this juice to use for something else. Then we put the pan in the bread maker. Snap it into place. I'm going to plug it in. And we're going to select the jam program, which is number 9. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1 hour and 20 minutes, and start. It's not doing anything.
Is it supposed to sing?
I don't know what it's supposed to do. Let's see if the time starts going down. Maybe it has to heat up first.
Heard something.
I heard a click. And it says, for best results after 15 minutes, scrape down the sides.
It's doing something. So we'll end up having, what, 105?
Oh, there it is. Time. It's moving down.
Yeah, it's moving down.
Okay. So I suspect that it is heating up. That's what I'm thinking. So we'll let it do its thing, and then we'll come back and stir down the sides. Well, it heated up for 10 minutes, got really hot, and then it started mixing, and now it is time for us to scrape down the sides. So let's do that. Okay. So the rest of the time, we just let it do its thing. So we'll be back when it's all done. Well, it just finished, so let's see what we've got. Oh my goodness, it really made a mess on the inside. Oh my gosh, there are splatters everywhere. Dripping down the side. That's going to be a bear to clean. So I'm going to unplug that so it doesn't dehydrate, doesn't dry out anymore. Here's the pan of jam. Let's pour it up and see what we've got. So it is chunky. That's just fine. Ooh, almost had a mess there. Don't think we're going to get 5. And I don't have a sense yet about whether or not it's going to gel. This one, because it is not full, I'm going to just go ahead and put in the refrigerator. These 4, I'm going to go ahead and process. I have my pan over there that will hold 4 of these easily. There's a rack in the bottom, and I'm going to process them for 10 minutes. Let me get a paper towel. I'm going to wipe the rims. These 4, I'm going to go ahead and put over there in a large pan that I'm going to water bath these. And according to the USDA, that will be for 10 minutes. So we'll do that. I am going to use already used lids with a Tadler gasket. And many of you know that I tested this setup for a year with 30 pints of vegetables, and they held just fine. So that just goes right in place of the sealing ring. Normally you do not reuse these, but because we are putting a new gasket in place, it works just fine. Some of these are ones that I previously used for our year of testing, so it will be interesting to see if they hold. Okay, I'm going to put these over in the pan. It's almost boiling. I can hear it. We will process them for 10 minutes once they come to a rolling boil. And then we will come back when these are out, and we'll see if there's any evidence that these are going to set up. All right, we're going to wrap this video up now. The jars have come out of the canner. They've been out for about an hour. A little bit more than an hour. I wanted them to cool down enough to where we could tell if they're really going to gel. So this is the one that I put in the refrigerator. Actually, I put it in the freezer for a while so it would get cold so that we would be sure and know if it's going to gel. You can see that it has thickened up quite a bit. I wouldn't call it completely gelled like jam is, but it would be just fine. Especially it would work on pancakes, for pancake syrup. So we're going to taste this in just a minute. And the others are still a little bit warm, and so they're pretty runny. The pros are that you just dump everything in and it does it. And so that is really nice. And I have heard from a number of viewers that they have had great success with the jam program on their, whatever their brand of bread maker is. And so a lot of people have good success with it. Jam can be quite tricky. I get that. So if you've had success and like it, go for it. For me personally, I won't do jam again in this because of the mess that it made. And here is my cleaning cloth that I used to clean this. It was splattered all over here, down in the tub. In fact, I've missed a couple of spots right there I need to go back and clean up. And while the cleanup wasn't horrible, I just don't like having to clean an appliance like that that is supposed to just do stuff. I clean jam pans, and that is about the same as cleaning the inside pot for this, but having to clean everything and it dripped down the sides and then it baked on, that was something that I felt was not a happy experience. But I want to taste the jam, so we'll move these aside and use this one. And you can probably get a better idea. It is quite runny, but it would work. And I have a little bite of our sourdough bread that we made recently. I'm just going to take a little taste of the jam on the sourdough bread. The taste is really good. It's very sweet. My favorite jam is raspberry jam, and I can taste a little bit of the raspberry, but I taste the mixed berries. It is really a lovely combination. So we will certainly use this. Most likely it will be used for pancakes. But this was my experience doing it for the first time in the Cuisinart bread machine. So was it a success? It was probably about, I would say, probably about a 75% success. I don't think it's gelled like, and they say for you to put this directly in the refrigerator. Now, one of the causes could be, admittedly, that I did not use fresh fruit. I used frozen fruit, which is supposed to be the same as fresh once it is thawed. And then, of course, instead of putting it in the refrigerator, I went ahead and processed it so that it will be shelf stable and I can keep it in my pantry instead of in the refrigerator. Our refrigerator space is at a premium, just like most people's is. So I don't want to stack it full of jars of jam that are going to take us forever to use. So that is our experience with making mixed berry jam in the Cuisinart bread machine. So I hope this gives you some useful information, and we will see you soon at our next video. Thanks so much for joining us.